In this video, I'm just going to be going over the D2L or Desire to Learn platform. I would assume that by grade 12, you have used this at some point with some of your classes over the 4 years. If you're not familiar with it or you haven't used it before, again, this video is just kind of go over some of the basics, where to find it, how to access it, and some of the important parts or components of it that you should be accessing throughout the course this semester. So the D2L homepage or the course homepage looks something like this. I'm under the teacher view, so some things may appear slightly different to you as a student, just in terms of what your access is. But to access D2L in general, you would want to go to the Crosley homepage. Up at the top, you see something that says Student and Staff Login. You're going to click there, enter your username and password, similar to logging into a computer at school. Right, so it's usually like your last name and the first digit, or not the digit, the first letter of your first name, or a couple letters of your first name, whatever the case may be. That will take you to a page that has a bunch of different apps available to you as a student of DSBN. I believe there's like an Office 365, and there's a few other ones, Aspen, Our Republic for volunteer hours. If you don't have those done, make sure you get them done because you do need those to graduate. And there will be it's an orange button that says Desire to Learn D2L. When you click that, it will take you to, not this page, it will take you to the home page in D2L. It might look something similar. Yours will look slightly different as a student. You'll probably have a student services course here, as well as all of your other courses for the semester, maybe even a year, depending on how you have it set up. If you can't find our course at the top, just make sure you go to 2022, 2023, or sorry, not 2022, 2020 or 22 and 23 semester 2. You're going to find our course. If you want to make it easier to access, you can click the thumbtack button, which will pin it to your homepage. It will also pin it in this drop-down menu here. You can see that some of them are highlighted. Those are pinned, so they're easier to access. They're brought up to the top. So by clicking on this course or on your course, it'll take you to the actual course shell itself. So our homepage, you can click through some of the different items or images. You never know what you might find. You feel free to kind of go through and see what links are available. Most of them are just math related, things like that. Some things we may use in the classroom, maybe like Desmos or a graphing calculator if you need it, things like that. My email if you need to reach out. There will also be an announcement. So we do have our first announcement up. It was released today, 9 p.m. I generally release them Sunday at around 9 p.m. It gives us an outline of what we're doing for the week, and it will give us a link to the course content for that specific day. I'll touch on that in a second. So this is really helpful or really useful because, again, it lets you know what you're doing. If you're going to be away for sports, or you're going to be sick, or you happen to be going on vacation, whatever the case may be, it gives you an idea of what we're doing in class so you don't miss anything. Off to the side, you'll see a content browser. So this will have all of the course content. There's more here, obviously, than what you're going to be able to see because this is the teacher view. There'll be an option to authorize or sign into your Google account. This basically just allows you to connect your D2L and Google Drive so that if you want to submit anything from your Google Drive, it just kind of streamlines it, lets you see your mail. Hopefully you don't have any unread messages. Just another way to access that. Same with Office 365 if you prefer using Office software or the Office 365 account that you have with the school board. Aside from that, again, the main things are they're going to be the course content, the quizzes, the assignments, possibly the assignments. The assignments and the grade section, and then the notifications. So in the course content, like I said, there will be all of the course content for this course. Right now we can see the first day information is available to you, day 1 and day 2, so it's Thursday and Friday at the beginning of the semester. You will also see each unit available to you. I do release it as we go, so you're not going to see everything all at once, but as we go through the lessons or during that week, everything will pop up. What you can expect to find in each is, that's not a completed one, let's go to one further down. What you're going to expect to find is one, the blank slides if you prefer to view the notes that way. You'll get a blank version of the notes that we will be doing in class. So if you are in class, I will have physical copies. Even if you're not in class, I will have copies available so you can always get them when you come back to class. Any practice sheets that we may have, we do have a textbook which is available in D2L as well. I have the PDF files there. But if we do any worksheets or anything like that, aside from textbook questions, you can find them here. You can also find the completed notes. So these are going to be the full notes that we would do in class. Everything that we would fill out, things we would highlight, or that I would highlight that I might suggest you highlight as well. And basically the work that we would be doing as we went through it. So again, if you missed a day or you miss something in class, you don't get the completed note, you have this available to you. And then there's also a lesson video. So every lesson will have a video with it. Essentially, it's what we're going to be doing in class. This is basically like if you were in class, it's me going through the lesson. You see it kind of in real time, everything appearing, everything being written out. So you will see that in real time. It does link to YouTube where I upload the videos. You can just kind of skip the middle person, skip D2L in general, and just go right to YouTube to watch them if you prefer. But that is the course kind of content. Again, it will open up as we go through. At the very bottom, you can find the textbook broken up by chapters with the answer section and the Z-score chart, which we'll learn about later. But again, you have this option as well, in addition to the physical textbook. So that's all under the course content. Quizzes, we will be doing our quizzes through D2L. We will be doing, I'll talk about it more in class as we get to our first one. So I'll explain that, but to access the quiz section, you would click quizzes. You would see you'd see a mark, like a 1 out of 1 if you had one attempt and it was published or marked. Or you might see it's submitted, but no feedback is available yet because it hasn't been marked. The assignment section, again, any assignments or anything that you're going to be submitting, you can find it there. I don't believe we'll be doing too much there. The grade section, so this is where you can keep track of your grades. So anything that gets graded in this course will be input into the grade section. I'm not going to click it because it shows all the names. But nothing will get, I won't put up the grade items if I haven't marked them yet. So if you take a look at your grades as we get further through the course and you see that there is no mark next to it or there's a 0, chances are it's because it hasn't been submitted. Usually I hold off on putting 0s because that would negatively affect your overall mark, and it may just be you were absent and you're going to rewrite or you're going to write it later. If it is a 0, then that means you've been back to class, you haven't rewritten it, or you haven't written it, you haven't made any indication or any initiative that you are planning on completing it. So I am putting that 0 in there as a placeholder so that when we get closer to midterms and finals, you have a realistic idea of what your mark will be. So again, just a way that you can kind of keep track of your own progress as well. The other thing that you want to keep track of or that might be helpful is if you click on your name and you go to notifications, again, you may be familiar with this. There is an app that you can kind of stay connected to D2L or keep track. It doesn't let you have full access to it in terms of submitting things. I think that was one of the downsides. They may have updated it, but you can always access D2L through your web browser as well. But you can set up contact methods where you can get notifications if anything changes to the course. So you should have an email set up. It should be your student email because that is how I will be contacting you. So you might want to get notifications to your student email. You can also put your phone number in there if you want to have notifications sent there. Now, you can have different notification setups. You can have it set weekly so that you can see all the summary of whatever changes have been made to the course, or any new items that are appeared, or announcements or activities, things like that. Or you can get instant notifications where you get instant feedback as soon as something's done. So when the new announcement is available, if you want access to that or a notification, you can check it off for email or text message. Same if assignments are due, or if there's new content that's been uploaded, or a new grade has been released, or a quiz that's due, or if the end date is 2 days away. So if you're close to having your quizzes being due, things like that. Again, choose what you feel you need or you would like to know. Um, if you don't, that's okay, but I do recommend checking into D2L regularly, just at least to see the announcement, to see what we're doing, especially if you are going to be away. With all these resources available, um, there's lots of opportunities for you to catch up and make sure that you're staying up to date in the course. Being a grade 12 university course, you do have to start working on that initiative and time management aspect, because when you go away to college or university, um, there may not be anyone there to monitor you. You're going to be the one that has to do it yourself. So why not start now in high school when you do have some flexibility, where you do have a lot of extra supports? But again, that is kind of an overview of D2L. If you do have any difficulties with anything or accessing anything, or just up further questions, um, please feel free to reach out. You can email me or you can talk to me in class, whatever is easiest for you.